We all live in the Matrix. After watching the movie, I've always been intrigued by the possibility that we all live in the Matrix. The idea was first presented by one Dr Bostrom, who suggested that a race of far evolved descendants could be behind our digital imprisonment. Well, not exactly like the movie, but when you start looking around and asking some questions surrounding this subject, it becomes rather interesting. If it is true, then where does that leave us? I'll put some theory together that might help explain the possibilities. Firstly, you have to understand what a matrix is, and simply explain, it's a bit like living inside a computer program. In other words, you could be part of the existing program with your whole life mapped out. As in the movie, you could be alive in another time and space, simply being projected into this program of sorts. But then why and how could this be? Firstly, we have to understand that if this becomes fact, there would have to be some reasoning behind it. Some have said that life is but a dream, and that would tie into the idea, but if it were a dream, why don't we wake up? Perhaps we are sent into the Matrix as a form of entertainment or punishment from the original universe, or simply to keep us alive during an epic travel through space, as we are perhaps in a sleep state moving through the universe. Whatever the reason, the possibility that this is true starts to become real. And if our universe is fake, then who is to say that the universe we came from is also not simply just the Matrix? That begins to make it complicated. While I would say the probability that we are real is more realistic, and why should we believe any different? I would also say that the possibility of a fake universe sometimes becomes a real possibility when you see certain anomalies happen around you on a day-to-day basis. Take déjà vu as an example. How is it possible to feel like you've already experienced something unless it was somehow pre-programmed? There's also the question of ghosts, being seen, or even near-death experiences. If we have an afterlife, then what is this? So we die, and then we just carry on somewhere else? Well, that sounds suspiciously like we are living in a matrix to me. If the universe was fake, would we know it? Probably not, as everything is real to us. But when you start to look at evidence and stories from the gods, like when you die you'll ascend to heaven, you start to wonder what heaven might be. The simple fact is that if the afterlife exists, then this must be some kind of matrix. Could there be a back door for us to find out if it's real or not, just like it's depicted in the movie, where those who are aware can move through the matrix of their own free will, sort of like choose a red or blue tablet to find out the truth? Those moving through the back door could even be our alien sightings, or possibly the paranormal. The possibility of parallel universes could even be more programs developed side by side to keep us entertained. Imagine for a small moment that you're immortal, so you can never die. What would you do with yourself forever? What would an entire civilization do forever once you have invented everything that needs to be invented? As you have been around for so long, perhaps you would invent some forms of entertainment, such as a fake universe to go to and play in. On the flip side, what would you do with criminals? If you were so far advanced and the criminals were immortal, well, create a matrix and send them for rehabilitation. And that is just two quick ideas off the top of my head. The possibilities are endless. So no matter what the reality is, we are real as we see it at the moment. But what we are made up of, we don't really know. We could be just a single computer program, or we could be a universe created by a super intelligent being. That in itself being some kind of computerized program. This said, the more I look into it, the more I feel like it would most likely be something we did for ourselves, rather than something or someone that created us. It may even be that we're not immortal, and created a longevity of life by using a matrix, making a fake universe idea a very useful thing in the great scheme of things. Why not have a fake world to live in? Have fun. If you somehow die, you simply go back to where you started and obviously wake up from your big dream. Might not even be a dream, could actually be programmed into you. But that is surmising that you are actually alive and not just a program that would disappear in the system. If you are just a program, you would simply become part of the electricity in the computer system if you die. Rings a bell, does it not? the universe is made up of so much electrical energy, so perhaps we are just a big computer. So many artifacts are found that show ancient civilizations were advanced, yet where were they in the past? It's almost like all this evidence suddenly appeared out of nowhere. Are you waking up in a different universe with different things happening, or is something else at work here? Perhaps it always been there, and it's simply our communication skills that have improved. But that asks the question, does the universe get reset when we get too much technology or become too clever? Perhaps we're not supposed to go beyond a certain point to keep us entertained, thus all the strange advanced goodies we find from ancient civilizations. We keep telling the same story over and over again. Even the biblical texts all over seem to be the same. So in conclusion, I'd like to say the possibility that we all live in the Matrix exists, but unless you can find the back door, you're going to find it very difficult to prove. A lot of evidence points to it, but it's all circumstantial at the end of the day. Why not visit our blog? And don't forget to subscribe to stay informed of all the future posts. It's www.ufo.robdasher.com. Thanks for watching the video, and I've left a link in the video for you.